The Legend of Lord B. The Story of a Parrot Who Took Action. Story and translation by Hans-Henrik Juhl. Narrated by Kittow. The Legend of Lord B is pure fiction. All characters and events that occur in the story are fictional. Any similarities with real people, companies, or events are therefore random. Deep inside the Amazon. Once there was a young parrot named Lord B. He lived in a lovely valley in South America, deep in the jungle that we humans call the Amazon. Here he played and had fun with his many friends, the other animals. He was never far from his family, and they all lived in the same tree. Lord B had never been beyond the borders of his little paradise, and he had never been in contact with humans, but he had heard of them. One morning, while sitting and chatting with his bird friends, he heard a sound that did not resemble the normal forest sounds he knew so well. He was used to the wind in the treetops, bird song, small animal feet darting on the forest floor, the monkeys' eternal cries, and at rare times the deep growl of a big cat sneaking past on soft paws. But he had never heard this particular sound before. Surely no kind of animal snarled so angrily and for so long. And what were those thunderous thumping sounds? What on earth could it be? Along with a few other birds, he decided to find out. They took off, and after a few minutes on the wing, they looked down into the small forest clearing where several two-legged animals stood with something in their hands. It must be humans, thought Lord B. His family had often talked about them and warned him not to get too close. Now they stood attacking the poor trees so that the sawdust sprayed in a cloud around the trunks. It was this sound that they had heard. It made his little heart feel as cold as ice. Chapter 1. Enough is Enough. Despite his modest size, Lord B was quite a brave bird. He flew resolutely and sat down on a branch a few feet above the head of one of the lumberjacks. "Will you stop this chopping?" shouted Lord B, so loudly that he drowned out the noisy chainsaw. The human looked up in amazement at the small, angry bird over his head. Strange! A talking bird? Well, there was no time to wonder. The kid should have food on the table at home. Without turning off the chainsaw, he angrily shouted back that Lord B should just find another tree to sit in, and that he did not have time to talk to such a stupid, squeaking bird.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?